So next we wrapped it in water barrier insulation. We should hopefully give it some kind of barrier in case any water gets through the corrugated iron that we're going to put on the walls and the roof. My brother John was a massive help again, this time helping me cut down the window frames so they'd be shallow enough to fit within our walls. Really wanted to reuse the wooden frames that were already on the windows. Not sure I've ever been as proud of anything as when that big squarish window slotted in to the gap that I'd cut for it perfectly. I think everyone in a very happy way has kind of mocked me about this project and kind of showing them that I sort of knew what I was doing was great. Fitted on the door using one of those pre-made door kits. It had also come from a demolition site. The people I bought it from were glad that the original door from their family home was going to be reused for something. My other brother Anthony also was a great help lifting the big one in. The big one though decided to spite me by not fitting in at all. I had to basically take out one of the beams and then put it in and then cut down the beam or find some thinner wood and then put that in after it. It's a great window though. Cutting the iron was really difficult. All the iron came from underneath a couple of shearing sheds of people I knew who weren't using it. And then I had to cut it to size with an angle grinder because that's all I had. So it's kind of like a mishmash, weird puzzle of iron. And then, of course, because it's second-hand, it's full of holes, so I had to patch all those holes just to make it as watertight as we could. I decided to use wool insulation again for the walls and for the roof, mainly because it gives the best sound insulation and heat insulation. I also kind of like that it's a bit more sustainable than anything else. It was one of the few things that I had to buy brand new for the project, and I had to buy a lot of it. I decided to use OSB for the walls, which is a type of particle board. It means it's made up of lots of different pieces of wood. Because it's quite cheap and really strong. I also kind of like the look of it, really. I used strapping tape and stapled that in just to hold the insulation in. Cutting the OSB for the inside was pretty tough. I didn't have a table saw or anything like that, so I had to use a jigsaw or my circular saw to cut the stuff to size. This took forever. So unfortunately some of the patches are a little bit, well, they're very kind of small patches, but that's okay as well. I think I like it that way. I left the bottom panels off just until I could get the electrician to come in. A great part of the project was when I could finally show it to people.
Oh, how cool is this? It's a door that doesn't quite shut.
Yep. I did a video for some friends where I made Pat and another friend called Paolo eat as much watermelon as they could in a minute.
I don't want to damage your thing. Shit! Oh my god!
10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. decided to make a little deck that would go out the front because I found some treated pine decking that someone didn't want, and then cut that to size, put a water barrier just underneath it. Screwed it on, gave it a paint. Made a little shelving unit. It is supposed to fit in between everything else. Think it fits pretty good. Found this table for free on Gumtree, cut it in half, and then I've put a leg underneath it and some brackets on it so it'll sit against the wall. So I bought sound foam insulation for the roof. This was kind of to dampen the noise as much as possible, considering I have a full drum kit in here. And I just stapled this directly onto the OSB. Unfortunately, the pattern isn't perfect because I didn't realize they kind of, what I wanted to do was do a crisscross shape, but I didn't realize they're kind of longer one way than they are the other, so it's gone a bit messy, but it works okay. I wanted to make a new table that is big enough for us to do crafts on, and looks good when filming from above, and will fit better into the area. So I decided to make it with some of the timber that was left over. I ended up making it with treated pine, just because that was all I had left, and because of the timber shortage, that was all I could buy for quite a lot of the project. I had some of the OSB left over, and I cut that to size and stuck it on top and the sides. So the idea was the table would kind of roll in and out and fit into place. Started working on a sign that would have our logo that's going to be behind us, hopefully when we do some videos. Well, actually, do you want me to hold it in place and then you?
No. Should we feel it with my hand?
So, going to walk you through how it looks at the moment. It's a bit empty, but hopefully we'll eventually get some more stuff in here. Fit in the drum kit, which is good. Table that can fold out when the drum kit's away. And as you can see, some of the joinery is a bit funny. Most of the time, it's pretty good. It's very hot in here. I still need to get some windows up eventually, but that's okay. The soundproofing stuff on the roof helps quite a lot. Managed to find the smallest couch in the world. Just got it for free on Gumtree, which is amazing because it's also a fold out, and yet it's like this tiny little thing. Then we've got whiteboard, pinboard. These little guys are mounts for cameras and microphones, that kind of thing. And then this is the desk we were working on. Whoops. Floor is a pretty funky pattern that's called Candy Shop. That was like $1 a tile. Very handy. I really have enjoyed the process of doing it, and I hope I'll do some good things with it. I am so proud of every maker who has been involved, of every friend who's watched it and rewatched it and dealt with different things, and just the people who have said, I see what you're trying to do. And the view is pretty good.